Welcome back. We're here to cover the Divine Feminine Update. Yes, we do cover your astrology via the intuitive reads to help you with your ascension. So to keep in the loop in regards to such, subscribe and make sure that you get your updates weekly. Alternatively, you can jump into our YouTube membership, which I do cover the transits, ascension, chakras, and more. Now, this week in the game, moving into the month of July, we are already experiencing a lot of frequencies due to the transits. And it's not uncommon for Divine Feminine to really be questioning and trying to come into some sense of logic. We do have Neptune RX, and this can be a time also where we do need to have our crystals. We can use tourmaline, we can be having dream states, the Schumann can be spiking. And as we do reach the middle point of the month, we are going to be having extreme energies as we do move through into the month of August. So be prepared, especially because we will be wrapping up that energy with Capricorn. We do have the Cancer Capricorn axis. I do believe some subjects to do with 2020 may come up very separately to do with us versus our family and where we stand, our tribe, our roots. We could have been very, very nostalgic and really having some reviews of our childhood all the way to this moment. I also do believe spiritually that this is a time that we actually can reconnect from individuals from the past, and this will be eon years. Both my twin and I have had those circumstances happening from last month, and I do believe, especially psychically, it will proceed forward as we do continue through the month of July. Now, we do have your crowning energy, and what I'm seeing through the crowning energy is really from an interpretation point of view. I believe, there could be a lot to do with power struggles. I do feel that you're trying to use your energy in the most effective manner. I'm seeing the orange coming through. You may need to utilize citron this week, especially if you're feeling quite zapped. This can be a positive crystal to use to help you recharge, also to have the courage to proceed forward through any obstacles that you're personally dealing with, especially where it links to both psychology as well as a physical sort of circumstance. I do feel that divine masculine is on your mind, and you're wanting to try and gain a perspective from a very earth point of view, a very rational, realistic earth point of view. Although, again, as we are in the month of July, slight disillusionment is possible. I'm also noticing as we do move to the past position, have a look at the past. I'm noticing the blue, and again, this is very Mercury in nature. There might have been a circumstance to do with the ascension process, lack of communication on your side or their side, lack of movement. And a lot of you are quite frustrated by the stagnation and wondering what to do from here. This can be more from a Mercury point of view. Mercury currently is in the house of Gemini. I do feel as it did ingress into this sign, our auras and our bodies, as well as the way we were handling the frequency, was very difficult because it's almost like a hard drive crashing, so to speak. It's got too much information coming in, having to be very logical about the information we're digesting, how we're processing things, affecting our sleeping path, as well as the way you're perceiving the situation at this point in time relating to your twin flame path. Things can start to become more clear, although you may feel you need to take a hard left turn or a hard right turn. There is some healing happening within the heart chakra, and I do feel this month is going to be a massive heart chakra activation, especially because we do have transits happening well within the Leo points. We'll have a quick look. We do have, where is it? We have by mid-month, we do have on the 22nd of July, we have the sun entering Leo, and I do feel Divine Feminine's really looking at identity. July the 2nd, we did have Mercury entering into Leo, very much heart chakra and energy. Venus also on the 11th of July entering into the house of Leo. And again, Mars is entering into Gemini on the 20th. So these Leo energies are going to help us activate the heart chakra, but we can have some sense of ego involved. So the ego relating to what do we do? Do we value ourselves? Do others value us? I'm also seeing the hero's journey here. We do have the hero, and it's the upright card in the kind of connection to it all. We'll look further as to the totality of the read. There are some dynamics here where divine feminine does feel in the mix of love, especially moving into this lover's energy where it isn't a reversal. You may feel everything is on you, or for those of you in communication and movement, it can be that you personally are having to deal with something in a very strong sense. Some of you may have more information. How would I put it? It feels almost like you could be in a better position to be able to guide individuals. I'm also feeling that we do need to be this protective energy towards divine feminines, especially as we do proceed towards the end of the year, because as the nodes are going to be shifting, what we do tend to find is subjects to do with females, divine feminine work coming up. And again, divine feminine doesn't have to be a female. It can be the feminine archetype frequency. So, don't get too caught up in the terms. I do see divine feminine here in the mix, either A, being extremely strong and you're actually in a better position than you believe. You could be guiding individuals. This also can be dealing with a very heavy circumstance surrounding your tribe or a situation in your life. But I feel that you have the tools to do this. And I'd really like to say, don't underestimate yourself at this point in time. The other thing can be, for some of you, you feel like you're being the hero's journey. It's a bit like showing up to a party with nobody showing up. So that's kind of how it spiritually feels to you. So it can feel a little bit like a burden. And you're like, okay, what am I fighting for? When am I going to get through this transition? When am I going to get to the top of this? Do I have to do this alone? And I do feel there's something very personal going on, very separate to a connection, even though this can link to the connection. So we will come back and clarify the Lovers card here. But I do directly feel some sense of communication that was hidden from you. Some gossip can be coming through, some information. And I feel what was hidden is coming to the forefront. Now, we also do see the Queen of Air in reverse here at a foundation level. And I'm hearing the term speak less, listen more, because I do feel some information is going to come towards you. I also feel if you can take some time to directly tune into how you feel and listen, even if you are in communication with your twin, I do feel this is a very good time to listen. As we do reach mid-month, it is going to become supercharged. So I'd be very cautious this month in the mix because there is that warlike frequency. And so by protecting ourselves, getting anchored in, we can have some sense of a renewal. I do feel divine feminine here is, again, upgrading. I feel there is a blessing. I do feel a transformation underway. I do feel some of you are going to, oh God, okay. I'm seeing the rabbit on this card, and I can physically see it's almost like she's, walking through the woods. She's getting sidetracked. It's almost like the daydreamer. And again, I do feel some of you can find yourselves going down the rabbit hole, because I see the rabbit hair off to the left of it. It's also asking you to stop and smell the roses. But again, it can be a very serious energy, a very serious notion that you're coming into this week with. I do feel while you're tuning into yourself, this person is becoming more obsessed by you. I feel the more you can stay, and it sounds odd, it's almost like by, finding something to be passionate about, getting your grounding happening. I do feel this is actually attracting this person in, and I feel divine masculine is going through a massive belief system shift where they're realizing that they do have power. They're also realizing, and I feel there was a bit of a spiritual test last month, unbeknownst to us, especially if you can look to the likes of particular stars in the media, Two that came to mind, and it was almost from a psychic point of view. They pinged on my radar for a reason. It was J-Lo and Ben Affleck. And it was also, for some reason, I don't know why, maybe keep an eye on Chris Brown and, you know, the old subjects of Rihanna. These subjects can be coming back in the media. I just get there's something to do with divine masculine where they're actually standing up and saying the truth of the matter. And if somebody's actually telling them something very different, they're actually seeing these individuals for who they really are. So if there's some shady frequency and they have some opinion states of a circumstance, I do believe it's almost triggering them to do the polar opposite of what they did before. So I feel as though it's actually making them want you more and seeing you for who you really are over what other people have painted you. Yeah, so it's interesting because we do have the outcome card here in the mix as the Gemini frequency, you know, the twin energy. Really seeing the circumstance, you know, the sacrifices they made before, they may have sacrificed the wrong individual. They might have gone in the wrong direction. This is a tad of a pause, but I think whatever the spiritual test is, it's actually helping divine feminine in the dynamic coming out trump. So I do directly feel this isn't just going to be you feeling bogged down. I feel because you're releasing and saying, look, I'm not going to play this game. I'm not going into this circumstance in the same fashion. I spiritually know what I want. I'm not going to fight for something that isn't fighting for me. I'm going to work with this energy. I'm going to stay present. I'm going to get grounded. I'm going to do what I feel spiritually I need to do. And I feel by you really tuning into your dreams, finding the light inside yourself, knowing who you spiritually really are, this is where the spiritual test for divine masculine will come in. And I do feel they're really coming up very positive. We are going to go into clarifiers and we're going to see what more we need to know to do with divine feminine's energy this week in the mix. What do we need to know about this past position, please? I almost feel there's been an enemy in the midst. I feel this it could be an individual, it could be something that was done. I feel it's coming back for, I'm hearing the term karmic retribution. Yeah, it's happening. So it's coming back this month. We've got the Christmas in July card. It's definitely coming back. I do feel the first 2 weeks of July can be quite emotional, but this can also be positive. Some of us can feel very unmotivated. Yeah, I'm hearing 2's company, 3's a crowd. Somebody was very jealous of their feelings towards you and there was an interference. Whoa. Yeah, divine feminine is going through a shedding. There is also trying to look at this from a very earthed approach. So if you are stepping back in some shape or form, it's helping this transformation. Also needing to honor the fact that you're wanting to make some changes. You're also spiritually not believing this person is going to pass a test, and it's actually showing that they are. But you're protecting yourself. You're stepping back. You're letting, I just keep hearing you're protecting yourself. I can see a bear here with 2 paws. I see almost like a spiritual Apache energy coming through. But we do have the journey with divine masculine. In the mix of this, I feel it's more the context of how you see things. So again, you're trusting intuition, you're spiritually stepping back. There is an old wrap-up of the circumstance happening, and I do feel it's taking a sharp turn this month. And I feel this is actually what is bringing this massive change for both in the connection here. Okay, I'm hearing the term that divine say less, get more. There is a reunion coming. For some of you, I do see the union energy. Yeah, some of you are going to have a sharp shift. And this sharp, they just keep mentioning sharp shift. This is getting into a happy place. This is what's going to work best for you. Oh, gosh, okay. There can be some detachment due to disillusionment. Somebody is getting a message. Yeah, that, oh, okay. I do see divine masculine in the mix, reading, seeing, or being shown something. And this is actually giving their power back. This is actually motivating them to realize what needs to go. This is honoring how they feel. Very nostalgic. There's a lot of nostalgia here. This karmic situation is not working any longer. So if somebody is quite manipulative and they're trying to put a spanner in the works, I really see that blowing up in their face and things directly going in the divine partnerships kind of side of the fence. I do see this to be very positive. Now, if you do want to get further updates for the following week, we do have these in the mix via the YouTube membership. And I hope to see you very soon for our astrology and more. Take care. I'd love to hear how this lands and how it's directly impacting your ascension path.